What a beautiful city. Could it be more beautiful? That's what many ask. That's the question that many have. How does the mic sound, by the way? Does the mic sound good? I was worried that is it picking up the right microphone? So I know I'm late. Save it. I know I'm late. I mentioned on playback I'm doing a whole new setup. You might notice the camera looks a little bit better. Looking down from that 51st, that green building behind you. That's where you're at? Way down there? All right, we got a lot to go over today. We have to talk about the Nuggets because can you fucking get to a place I want you to be at? We got to talk about the Nuggets because they had quite an interesting weekend, to say the least. But we also have to prep for tomorrow night's Cup games. That's right. There's one game on TV tonight. Wow. You got 2 Cup games on tomorrow night. When are the other ones? Oh, and 2 on Wednesday night. So you have 1 game on tonight. There's not a lot of games over the next few days. The Emirates NBA Cup. You got 2 Tuesday, 2 on Wednesday. And we'll give our full predictions. The East one is weird. Because, of course, you have the Hawks. But you also have the Magic, who are now completely and totally dead. No Paolo, no Franz. So do with that information what you will. PJ didn't make a 3 last game. Yeah, he's gearing up. He's gearing up for something special. The future look for... Yeah, that's a good one. It is oblique. I'm looking at some of the articles on ESPN, seeing if I want to look at any of them. These 85 NBA players become trade eligible on Sunday. Fakes. And it's Paul George. Paul George is on the picture. Yeah, I think we'll skip that one. Oh, I do have something quite shameful to say. I recently had to have eye surgery, so I won't be able to gaze upon your holiness in my right eye. Oh, well, hopefully you get better soon, Bubba. Hopefully you get better soon. That is quite unfortunate, though, I must say. So it's been a little bit since we've teed this one up. Whoops, I don't know what the fuck I just clicked. Okay. Subliminal messaging there? Some subliminal messaging? Okay. So, God, I barely watched the NFL yesterday at all. I, off the top of my head, cannot even tell you who played in Sunday Night Football. Chiefs Chargers and the Chiefs won. All right, because we know that's going to be an answer. We know that's going to be something they ask. Chiefs. Okay, so we knew that was going to be a question that they asked. Let's go. Who is the number 1 overall seed entering the college football playoff? Fuck me, man. Oregon hasn't lost a game, so I think it's them. Okay. Is there going to be a lot of college football? This MLB team has more than $1 billion of deferred money on their payroll. That's the Dodgers. Trying to trick us a little bit there. Oh, wait, they don't even have the Mets on here. Who had more career interceptions thrown in the NFL, Brett Favre or Matt Ryan? Brett Favre, right? Okay, I was about to say, doesn't he have the most ever? Who had the most career interceptions thrown in the NFL, Brett Favre or Phillip Rivers? Phillip Rivers played forever, but I still feel like it's Brett Favre. All right, that was a trick one. After a 2-8 start, this team is now 12-11. That is the Milwaukee Bucks, who we're going to talk about later. In-season tournament team. All right, we're kind of cruising. This wide receiver brother of Shannon was just named a PFHOF. PFHOF. Oh, Pro Football Hall of Fame. Okay, Samuel Sharp, Sean Sharp, Steven Sharp, Sterling Sharp. Fuck. Fuck. I thought it was Sterling. Sterling was in my head. Sterling Sharp. That was a bad one to end on. The only non-power 4 team to make the college football playoff this year, Boise State. Oh, this is gonna break my heart, isn't it? Of these 4 MLB teams, who has the longest active playoff drought? The Rockies, Nationals, Cubs, Reds. It's between the Reds and the Rockies. Is it the Reds? Fuck. All right. Well, I got that wrong anyways. How many MLB perfect games have there been? All right. I think 24. All right. Well, I did know that. That's crazy. I did know that. Reds made the playoffs in 2020. All right. That's what I was confused about. Was I couldn't remember who all made it in the 2020 season. Safe bet to always bet against the Rockies, though, I would say. What's the new setup? I can build a fun keyboard. I don't need a keyboard, really. I just moved some stuff over. It's not like I don't have any new equipment or anything like that. No, we don't count 2020. How many teams made it in 2020? 100? We don't count that. That doesn't count. All 30? No, Mavs don't play tonight. Literally, there's only one game on TV tonight. Knicks, Raptors. And that's partially because the Cup starts tomorrow, but also the NBA is so fucking scared of the NFL. Mavs need KC's dark magical powers. They doinked a short field goal with a backup kicker off the uprights to take the lead with no time left. I didn't watch a singular second of that game. Not one. You're not going to give views anyway. Might as well just schedule the game. That's what I thought. You know what? Stop being a pussy. Who even plays tonight? Oh, God. Forgot. That team's on tonight. Them. Skip. All this shit. Skip it. Dim boys. No one's watching the Cowboys, man. What are they now? If they win tonight, 5-7. If they win tonight, it kind of gets interesting. Let's what are the odds? Do they give them like right now they're 12th. All right, they got a ways to go. NFL is taking Christmas reviews. Oh, yeah, no shit. Nobody thinks otherwise. They're not making the playoffs, and also they'll draft to 15. Yeah, stupid-ass fucking team. Oh, what do you want them to do, lose? Yes. Oh, you say you're rooting for them to lose? Yes. Oh, so you don't want them to try? Yes. We've already established they suck. They're fucking terrible at their jobs. Okay? So now you want to turn it on and win games? Fuck yourself. Spent the whole year sucking ass. And now when it doesn't matter anymore, when you should be losing, now you want to win. Fuck you. We're going to win just enough games to bring back Mike next year. Yeah, and then I saw Micah Parsons' quote. We should bring everyone back. We should run it back. You're getting traded. What do you mean run it back? You're getting fucking traded. That'd be the first thing I did. We're trading you to the Chargers for 4 first-round picks. See ya. You sound like that guy from the Young Turks when you make that voice. Chank? You know that no one... Okay. You know that no one outside America is watching that overrated NFL? Yeah, I do know that. I talk about it all the time. All right, folks, good morning. It is Monday, December 9th, 9:56 a.m. Central Standard Time. We got a decent amount to go over today. A lot of discourse, a lot of discussion about I do look like them. A lot of discussion about the Denver Nuggets. They had quite the interesting weekend. Some uncharacteristic quotes in the media from a guy like Nikola Jokic, who's typically quiet, typically doesn't speak out very often about stuff like this. They had one of the most embarrassing losses of the season as a team that was then, I believe, broken the next day by our beloved Indiana Pacers. But then they followed it up with a huge blowout victory against a red hot Atlanta Hawks team. And there's quite a lot to talk about this Denver Nuggets team currently. They've been the topic of discussion for a while now. And now the discussion has gotten out of control. We're also going to talk about Bonk! 2 years in the Slight Delusional Club. Lucas will stop the steal versus the Thunder. Shout out to Lucas, man. Shout out to Lucas Doncic. Hawks only beat good teams? Wow, DQ. DQ's a Nuggets fan, too. That one stings. You might not be wrong, but that one stings a little tiny bit. So anyways, we're going to get into that. We're going to look at the Cup, the NBA Emirates Cup. Don't you dare disrespect the Cup. That starts tomorrow. We're going to take a gander over there. I want to start really quickly here. So please give me a strength. I have my Japanese final in 30 minutes. Well, I know maybe 3 Japanese words, so I'm not sure I'm the one you want to go to, but good luck. You're going to kill it. All right, everyone clap it up. Everyone clap it up for Skoogish. You got it. Wait, but DQ, the Mavs did beat the Hawks, though, so maybe it is a Western Conference thing. But either way, we're going to look at some of those games. We're going to make our predictions. I mean, we're going to make our Cup predictions tonight. What a great time. It's the most wonderful time of the year. The NBA Cup. But I want to start here. Juan Soto just made $800 million fucking dollars. I'm wearing my cup, yeah. $800 million, Juan Soto. Round of applause for Mr. Juan Soto. Your boyfriend is a Mets fan? Well, I'm sure he's very happy right now. The New York Mets side. If you don't watch baseball at all, this is kind of the equivalent of it's like LeBron going to the Clippers. Or maybe like a younger Kobe going to the Clippers in his prime. Maybe not a direct 1-to-1 comparison. Because during Kobe's days, the Clippers were absolutely fucking awful. But it's one of the biggest players in the sport signing the biggest contract in the history of sports is what I saw. Any sport. How much longer till we get that $1 billion contract? How much longer until we get that $1 billion? What sport is it going to be? I feel like it has to be a soccer, right? A soccer contract that hits $1 billion. How many players on a baseball roster? 26. Didn't the Saudis already give $1 billion? That's what I thought as well. I thought somebody already got $1 billion contract. But was it that they were offering Mbappe $1 billion? I don't remember the exact story. Won't Luka get the next biggest contract in all of sports? Maybe by a yearly average one, but the way the baseball contracts are, you can offer unlimited years. So Juan Soto just signed a 15-year deal. Now, what's crazy about these baseball contracts is 15 years. I don't know how old he is right now. What is he, like 28? 28 years old? He's a young guy. Or he might even be 26. Now, I've seen some people say that he's lying about his age. That, to me, sounds racist, and I'm not sure that there's any... He's 25? No, he's 26. He turned 26 in October. Still crazy. Messi got offered ability. Okay. Okay. 26 years old. Unbelievable. 15-year deal. So that'll run until he's 41 years old. What's interesting about these long baseball deals is, like, the last half of it is going to fucking suck. Like, these teams know that. There's a huge number of NBA players or MLB players who are just absolutely shit during the last, like, 7 years of their 40-year deal. But teams know that, and they're cool with it. Will they defer the payments for a decade too, so they can build the team right now? No deferments. I maybe a little bit deferred is what I saw, but it's pretty much right there. Is he the best baseball player? Can you explain in NBA terms? It's a little bit. MLB is difficult because these things change. Like, really good players can have bad seasons, and then like mid players can have great seasons and then never have a great season again. So these things change so quickly in the MLB. It's not like, I would say Juan Soto's. I'm trying to think of a direct NBA comparison. Maybe he's kind of like Giannis in a way, where maybe not considered the best player in the world, but absolutely one of the best. Like, absolutely every year you're getting one of the top players in the league. 2019 Kawhi Leonard hitting free agency and choosing the Clippers. It'd be more like a player in their prime on the Lakers, leaving them to go to like this current version of the Clippers, where they've been good, they've been competitive, but they haven't been necessarily great. Paul with the 2. MLB economics are so insane there's no explaining. No, I mean, it's pretty fucked up. This contract I saw is more than the net worth of, I think it was 5 owners in the sport. Think about that. How can you be like a relatively poor owner? I don't really understand that. They've got a lot of like grandfathered in ownership groups in baseball that just do not have a lot of money, relatively speaking, to like the billionaires like Cohen, who's going to throw billions of dollars, millions and hundreds of millions of dollars at a team. It's more than the career earnings of Tom Brady and LeBron combined. Jesus. I told you guys, I have a long stance that some of these contracts are going to start to get so big that the average fan's going to feel very disassociated from athletes. Now, maybe I'm wrong on that, but that's just his take I have. That's just a take that I have. It might be stupid, but I just saw this. So, Carlo, $2 at the start of the stream. Did you get unblocked? What do you think? What do you think? All right, let's get into the meat and potatoes of this stream. We got to talk about the Denver Nuggets and Nikola Jokic, because on Saturday night they suffered what was maybe the worst loss of a team so far this season, all things considered. The Nuggets have been struggling. A lot of talk about, we did this whole thing on Friday with the MVP ladder, and I want to start here with that. Guys, ease up a little tiny bit, okay? Seriously. It's reaching like a fever point that I don't like at all. With this Jokic MVP, Luka did this, he deserves it. Jokic didn't do this. Nobody's done any of this. Like, I just think, it's December 9th, guys. I know we talked about the MVP stuff on Friday. I had my qualms with what was being said in that article. But ultimately, let's wait it out, okay? Because I promise you, come mid-February, come the start of March, if the Nuggets are still, struggling to stay above 500, keep their head above water, and they're, in a play-in spot, and the Mavericks are top 2, top 3 seed, and Luka's looking the way he's looked over the past couple weeks, I promise you guys, the conversation will be different. I swear to you, okay? I swear to you. So let's reel it in. Because, I can't. I tweeted out a screenshot of Jokic's game last night because he popped the fuck off again last night. It was like, yo, this is crazy. Because he's genuinely having one of the best individual starts to a season ever in the history of the league. Okay, this is like going to be one of the greatest seasons ever if he continues down this trend. And I just tweeted out a screenshot. People were like, stop sucking his dick. And I'm like, dude, chill out. This shit's going to be all right, okay? I promise you they would not give if it gets to that point and they're talking about giving it to a team that's an 8 seed, then we can have a different conversation, okay? And I get it. I get it. Like I tweeted his box where someone said, Luka does this all the time. Well, I don't know if that's necessarily true all the time. But I tweeted, yeah, it's fucking cool and Luka does it too. Like I don't understand. Don't understand. And you know what? This year, I've always said, be a fan how you want to be a fan. No, I'm gatekeeping fandom this year. That's it. I'm gatekeeping it. I'm going to be a gatekeeper. I'm going to gatekeep. Just from a mental health perspective, sometimes some of the ways that some people view sports, I don't think is a healthy relationship. And this is supposed to be a fun, entertaining experience, right? It's Paul's gifted 10 memberships. How about that, Paul? Wow. How about Paul coming through? Huh? That's a good-looking guy over there. But no, as I was saying, it's bread and circuses. We already know that. They're trying to distract us from how fucking shit our lives are. So just let it distract you. Don't let it fester into your life being shit. Because you wake up every day and you have to get into an argument on Twitter. And then you have to go out and seek somebody who's saying something that's going to piss you off. You know what I'm saying? But also at the same time, if you really do get enjoyment out of that in some weird psychotic way, then go for it. Just go for it. Okay. We did it last year towards the end, ramping up our Luka MVP discussion and stuff. But that was in March and stuff. I think that's when we could start getting there. The other Paul, the two Pauls. Paul's gifted 5. Slightly political theory. Yeah, one day this week, actually, we're going to go through. I'm going to give you guys a book to read. We're going to read it and talk about it on stream, okay? But anyways, I just don't think it's a healthy way to talk about sports. We're 4 minutes into this, and I'm really rambling. Somebody's knocking at my door. They're just going to have to wait. Paul's gifted another 5. Holy shit. So Jokic had 56 points in this loss to the Wizards to go along with 16 rebounds and 8 assists. He set the record, the NBA record, for most field goal attempts. Most field goal attempts in a quarter with 21 in the third quarter. Now, I watched this game. I wanted to get in on the Nuggets, and I think I'm going to do a video, if not today, then tomorrow, about this Denver Nuggets team. And Paul's gifted another 10. Holy shit, they're having a Paul off. They're having a Paul off in the chat. Thomas, welcome to the Slightly Delusional Club. All right. So, the Nuggets. What, are they cooked? Well, it depends on what you mean by cooked. Is this a team that's going to contend for a championship this year? No. I don't even think Jokic putting up a Herculean effort against the Wizards like this wasn't even enough to beat the fucking Washington Wizards. Right? A lot of different problems. They don't shoot enough threes. They don't have enough three-point shooters. Off the rip, huge problem. Huge red flag for a team. Massive. Here, I'm gonna mute this sound so I can keep talking without that sound being in my ear every 5 seconds. We do love the Paul. I got auctioned. We love the Paul supremacy in the chat, though, absolutely. Paul Atreides. That shit was hilarious with Timothy Chalamet on College Game Day. But they don't shoot threes. They don't shoot enough threes. They don't have enough good three-point shooters on their team. Michael Porter Jr. has been fantastic this year. He was 0-5 in this game, but I think he's been really solid. But we know Peyton Watson hasn't really hit threes. We know it's a problem for Christian Brown. We know that's not Russ's game. Jamal Murray's been dog shit this season. And Julian Strawther, who's supposed to be like this offensive guy for them off the bench, can hit threes, we'll sacrifice a little defensively, but we got to have his offense out on the court. He hasn't really done shit this year either. So their supporting cast has been quite underwhelming. And that's alarming for them, obviously, because they've really taken a swing on some of these guys. Right? They let KCP walk. They couldn't really afford him, but they felt comfortable thinking that, hey, we can replace that in the aggregate with the guys we have on our roster. Bruce Brown, we don't need to pay him. We can replace him with the guys we have on our roster. And it has not paid out. It has not paid off at all. Calvin Booth has done a terrible job. I mean, there's no two ways around it. They've done a terrible job building this roster. Like, you're not going to pay KCP. All right, that might have been outside of your price range. You're not going to pay Bruce Brown. All right, that might have been outside of your price range. You're going to pay Zeke Naji. Like, Zeke Naji's making $8 million a year. That's not even that much money in today's NBA. $8 million. In theory, $8 million should be a very easily tradable contract, right? But this guy's unmovable. He's in year one of a 4-year, $26 million deal, whatever it is, $30 million, $34 million. He's literally unplayable. He doesn't play. He stinks. And I saw a report that they'd have to attach a first-round pick, which I believe they might only have one first-round pick to trade, just to get off of Zeke Naji. I mean, what are we talking about here? He stinks, folks. But this game against the Wizards, what really stood out to me more than anything else, Jamal Murray didn't play in this game. Aaron Gordon also missed this game. Aaron Gordon is very important for them, right? He was great last night. But their defensive intensity was awful. And that's kind of a buzzword that you can just say when a team looks bad. Their defensive intensity wasn't there, and everyone just be like, all right, yeah, that's fine, that's cool. You might be right. But I urge you to go back and watch the first quarter of this game. I mean, there was probably 7 or 8 different possessions where a guy on the Wizards is shooting an open three. The Wizards in this game, by the way, 41 threes. Jordan Poole went 9 of 20 from 3. 9 of 20 from 3. The Wizards went 16 of 41 as a team. But I urge you to go back and watch the first quarter of that game. And how many times the Wizards got a bucket, whether that was an open three, somebody was late to close out, rotations were late, a contest was too late, or there was no rotations or closeouts at all because guys were just standing the fuck around. I believe it was a Justin Champagnie three on the left wing in the first quarter. Bub Carrington is cutting baseline. Christian Brown's following him. Michael Porter Jr. picks him up, but Christian Brown stays with him. So Justin Champagnie's wide open on the corner. I think it's supposed to be Christian Brown who just passes off Champagnie to MPJ and closes out or passes Carrington to MPJ and then closes out on Justin Champagnie. Doesn't do that wide open three. Everyone's standing around looking at each other. That was the entire first quarter. Anytime the Wizards score, everyone was looking at each other like, what the fuck? I thought you were supposed to pick up. No, you're supposed to pick up. No, you're supposed to. Just disjointed. Disjointed and out of it. And then that led to Nikola Jokic. I mean, how often have we heard Jokic talk in the media about stuff like this? Jokic, post-game, just straight up calling out his team in a way only a Serbian can. When a foreign guy starts to hit the back in my country thing, oh, things are bad. When a foreign guy starts to say back in my where I'm from, things are really reaching a boiling point. But he had a quote, and I'm trying to find it. No, he didn't call them slow horses. That would be the end. That would be the end of it. Why is it hard for me to find direct quotes on Twitter? I mean, this platform is a piece of shit, garbage piece of shit. Jokic never talks about his team outside the locker room, so you know it's dire. Yeah, that's the problem. He said to cut people's pay. Yes, that is what he said. I'm just Google searching it. Here it is, right here. Nikola Jokic argues his teammates deserve reduced pay when they don't perform well. You're going to get a paycheck that is a little bit less than you are worth. Oh, man. Denver Nuggets star Nikola Jokic reflects on the Nuggets' struggles and calls out his team following their shocking loss to the Washington Wizards. A reaction to my country, where I'm coming from, after this kind of stretch, you're going to get a paycheck that is a little bit less than you are worth. So maybe that's what we need to do. Maybe a little motivation that way. Now, he was kind of laughing when he said this. But it still is pretty funny that he said that. Could you imagine if they did that? It's like, hey, man, you're 26% from three over the last 2 weeks. We've cut your paycheck down. That's 20% less than what we want out of you, so your paycheck's 20% less. James Harden, when he plays in China after a tough playoff loss, back in my country, after a game like this, we go to a strip club. You know what's crazy is Harden would do fucking gangbusters over there. That would be sick if Harden's like retires from the NBA but still plays like a year or two in China. That would be massive. That would be sick. I want a player to do something like that. Jamal and MPJ got max contracts, bags dragging them down. The Jamal contract, absolutely. Michael Porter Jr. making that much, yeah, he has been good for them, though. But this is, whenever I was at Roller Town on Thursday night, when Mavs were playing the Wizards, we were talking about this. I was like, there is going to be a game where Jordan Poole just pops off for 40 points and he's taking a trillion shots. Like, he's going to do that. You just pray that it's not against your team. It, unfortunately for the Nuggets, have maybe the worst possible time. It was against them, where he finished with 39 points. Chandler Parsons on their show this morning was fawning over Jokic on off numbers when talking the Wizards game. This is frustrating because they don't bring up the starting five plays together so much. So, speaking of the starting five, watching this game, as well as their game yesterday, look, man, I think that it's funny because we talked about how bad this fit was. We talked about, this signing's not going to work. I really do think Russell Westbrook makes more sense currently in their starting lineup than Jamal Murray does. And I don't know if that's something that's even possible for them, but I just like the pace that he plays with. Him and Jokic already have a great two-man game. I mean, that's not that surprising. But his energy is much needed on a team like this. His pace is much needed on a team like this. And the way Jamal Murray's stinking it up, like, I don't know, there might need to be a shakeup. And then maybe you can just tell Jamal, hey, you've got the bench unit. You've got the bench unit. Go out there and do some shit. Don't be afraid. Go out there and play your game. This is unbelievable. So when Russell Westbrook's on the court by himself with no Jamal Murray and Nikola Jokic, they have a minus 38 net rating with an 84 offensive rating. Holy shit. But when Jamal Murray's out there with no Russ or Jokic, they're plus 4. So if you're looking for ways to survive these non-Jokic minutes, it could be possible. No, the Russell Westbrook minutes without Jokic and Jamal Murray are a catastrophe. So they had this terrible loss against the Wizards. I mean, that defensive effort was so poor and so terrible. I mean, they don't have great perimeter defenders. We already know that. But when that's the case for you, you have to rotate. Well, I mean, you see the Mavericks do this. The Mavericks don't have like great perimeter defenders on their team, but they rotate incredibly well. They communicate well. They have rim protectors. So if you funnel drivers into them, they can protect the rim. Jokic has been terrible defensively this season. Absolutely bad. But then the Nuggets turn around next night, pop off against the Atlanta Hawks. Jokic, 48, 14, and 8. So do the math there. These were back-to-back games, 56 and 48 points. Over 100 points in a 2-night stretch. Insane. Michael Porter Jr. had a great game in this one as well. Again, Aaron Gordon's very important for what they have going on. So him being back just helped out. What's their schedule? Who, the Nuggets? And the Hawks were one of the hottest teams in the league entering this game. So it is a pretty impressive win for them to bounce back after what we saw. More points in 24 hours than Wilt. And we never saw proof that Wilt even did that. Remember that. So I don't know. It's kind of sad watching because it does feel like we're witnessing one of the greatest peaks in the history of the game currently with Nikola Jokic. And you look at the surrounding pieces and it is like, how the fuck did we get here? You know? How in the fuck did we reach a critical juncture where you have a player that you paid $8 million in Zeke Naji who's so shit and so bad that in your other center addition that you added in the offseason, Dario Saric, has also been terrible. DeAndre Jordan's getting minutes in 2024. DeAndre Jordan hasn't been a playable NBA player in 7 years. Go watch his minutes against the Wizards. Go watch DeAndre Jordan's minutes against the Wizards. It feels honestly kind of bad. Why do I say it feels bad? It's like, oh, Grandpap shouldn't be out there. Like, it's, I don't know if you guys Thanksgiving ever did like a family football game, but you reach a point where, you know, Grandpap's out there. There's a year comes by where it's like, oh, Grandpap probably shouldn't be playing this year. We're worried about him. That was 7 years ago for DeAndre Jordan, mind you. That was 7 years ago. Grandpap, it's time to stop playing the family touch football game. Okay? No, Unc don't got it. Unc don't got it. Can Jokic even leave, or is he tied down to Denver? I don't think Jokic would leave, but if I had to hear my deviled eggs, I knew that my grandma's best years in the kitchen were behind her. Deviled eggs? you got more problems than that, buddy. You got more problems than just that. What's their schedule? All right, chill out. Hey, whoa. Watch your typos, bro. That one got dangerous. Why do you want to I don't want to look at other teams' fucking schedules, man. They do have quite a bit of time off. I think they only played 3 games in the next 9 days, I believe is what I saw. 3 games in the next 11 days for Denver. Clippers, who are tough. Kings, Portland, New Orleans. You know, hey. Lucas should not sign the max contract extension with the Mavs. Okay, I'm not doing this with you. What do you want me to say to that? Yeah, you're right. He shouldn't, bro. I hope he leaves my favorite team. Top 5 hardest strength of schedule. I still have my cope. This year? So far, or the rest of the year? All right. It's time. Everyone put your cups on. We're talking about some Emirates NBA Cup action, which starts on Tuesday with the Magic and the Bucks and the Mavericks and the Thunder. Now, this is kind of funny because this really speaks to the divide between these conferences. Now, it's not necessarily fair because the Magic are destroyed with injuries, right? Paolo's been out for quite some time. We already knew that, but now Franz is out. So, and the Magic did beat last night the lowly Indiana Pacers, who might be the biggest piece of shit, sorry, excuse team so far this season. God bless the Indiana Pacers. God bless Indiana Pacers fans. But so far this season, they've been the saddest piece of shit team that we've seen probably. Is there a team that's been more sad than them? The Suns without KD are 1-11, so it could be them. Oh, the Suns. The Magic beat the Suns. My bad. My bad. I was confusing my horrible losses. The Magic beat the Suns last night. The Pacers lost to the Hornets. So 10 times worse. Hornets without probably 7 of their players. Sixers are sadder than the Pacers. Come on now. Real quick, before we dive off into the NBA Cup action, I do want to point out the Sixers, I believe, have won 4 of their last 5 games, and wouldn't you guys believe it? They are now half a game out of a play-in spot. Beyond that, they're only 4.5 games out of the 6th seed. I joked that they will, with Franz's injury, they'll probably be a top 5 seed by Inauguration Day. That's how pathetic this conference is. They'll probably be a top 5 seed by the inauguration. According to Cleaning the Glass, of the top teams, Boston, Cleveland, Dallas, OKC, Memphis, New York, Houston, the Mavericks by far have the toughest strength of schedule so far. The other teams are bottom 5. Wow. I saw the Mavericks have the second hardest schedule moving forward, so that doesn't make sense, but okay. So anyways, let's talk about the Cup. The divide here. The Magic are injured now. The Hawks are here. But you look at it, and it's like dogs in the Western Conference. Thunder Mavs. Could very easily be a Western Conference Finals preview. Rockets Warriors. It's a great game. Bucks Magic, Knicks Hawks. Oh, okay. Okay. So I saw Legler said that the Mavs Thunder game is maybe the championship. That whoever wins this is going to win it all. I actually like the Rockets. If I had to pick a team to win it right now, I think I'd pick the Rockets. And my reasoning behind that is it's a one-game elimination. These tournament games, anything can happen. I mean, we got the Lakers versus the Pacers last year. The Pelicans made it. I really like their athleticism, how hard they play. I think in a setting like this, that's going to play really, really well. Really, really well. And I think you get this point, and maybe I'm wrong here. Maybe I'm off base. But I think you get this point where teams like the Warriors, you know, they've won a ton. The Thunder, they're still young and trying to prove themselves. The Mavericks, they went to the finals last year, the conference finals 3 years ago. You know, the Rockets come out guns a-blazing. I mean, in a lot of ways, these are the biggest games these guys have ever fucking played in. Like, I think that there's an edge there that they have. I do think that they'll beat the Warriors. I think their size is going to give them some problems. Speaking of the Warriors, did you guys see Draymond Green doing Rudy Gobert like that last night? Some of those size up dribbles in between the legs, just hilarious. Fucking hilarious. Has he ever moved like that in his life? Has he ever moved like that in his life? How much money does the winner get from the Cup championship? $500,000. So anyways, I think the Rockets win against the Warriors. It's in Houston. But I think their size, their athleticism, I think it's just going to overwhelm the Warriors just a tiny bit. This would be a nice, you know, these playoff settings. It's a nice, especially for a team like the Rockets, where we're kind of interested in what we're going to see from them in a postseason setting. I love the way that they've played so far this year. The reality is, though, they haven't, so far this season, found a reliable, consistent go-to guy. Şengün's been incredible, but I'm talking like in a game, hey, we got to have our guy put up 35 points tonight. Like, that has to be what happens tonight. We need it. It's a must-win game. We know their other star is going to show up. We got to get 30 out of you. They don't have that guy currently that I feel like really comfortable. You know, Jalen Green's been very disappointing so far this season. And I do love Şengün, but I don't think he's like at that point. So this will be a fun little litmus test for them. But yeah, the Warriors have cooled off a tiny bit over their really, really hot start to the season. Buddy Hield pop off last night. That's a good sign because he's really been struggling as of late. But, you know, if the Warriors get hot from 30 and are just bombing threes, the Rockets probably won't have an answer for that. They're not really a three-point shooting team. Last time the Rockets beat the Warriors, Jokic had 0 MVPs, and that's a good point as well. The Rockets just cannot beat this fucking Warriors team at all. But that being said, I like them in this game. I think this is where they finally get that monkey off their back. So I'm picking the Rockets over the Warriors. Mavs, Thunder. Woo! So this will be the first time the Mavs see the Thunder with like real legitimate center presence in the form of Isaiah Hartenstein. The Mavs beat the Thunder in OKC earlier this season with no Luka Doncic, if you remember that. But that was with no Chet Holmgren and no Isaiah Hartenstein. The Thunder were incredibly small. Caruso didn't play in that game either. The Thunder were incredibly small, and the Mavericks just decided the girlfriend promised me poon if the Mavs. Okay. No center, and the Mavericks just bullied them with their size. But that was a different Mavericks team than the way that they're playing now. That was sort of the start of their hot stretch. But Luka looks like, an MVP since he's come back from his wrist injury. I'm hopeful that Najee Marshall's going to play. I don't know if we've heard any updates about him. This is going to be a fucking bloodbath, I think. Now, I will say, I do worry that there's going to be like this amongst Thunder. The crowd's going to be incredible. The players and stuff like that, there's going to be like, man, fuck these guys. Like, these guys came into our house last year and embarrassed us in the playoffs twice. We went 1-2 at home in our series against them. They beat us in the playoffs. They came in here earlier this season, beat our ass with no Luka. Like, fuck them. We're gonna go out and take care of business. I do have a feeling about that. I am worried about Lu Dort not doing anything offensively, but murdering players on the court. While we're talking about this, Brandon Ingram, unfortunately, the Pelicans' season from hell continues. Brandon Ingram suffered an ankle injury in their game against the Oklahoma City Thunder a few nights ago. Just when it was starting to feel as if the Thunder were finally, or the Pelicans were finally starting to get some people back, and even if it was already too late, that they'd at least be a little bit more competitive. Brandon Ingram gets injured and is going to miss a serious amount of time with an ankle injury. I want to point to this play. This is from Ingram Alerts. Shout out to Ingram Alerts. What do you guys feel about this play right here? Now, they called this an offensive foul. It got reviewed. They reviewed it, and they determined it was an offensive foul. But Lu Dort flops, kicks his leg out. Brandon Ingram lands on it. Really good ankle here, folks. Turns that ankle over and has a high ankle sprain. So if this were any other player in the league, or at least a player who doesn't have a reputation like this, I would maybe say, wow, that's just a really unfortunate injury. Like, definitely kind of a reckless play to be flopping like that, but, right in someone's landing space, but just an unfortunate injury. Lu Dort, this shit's dirty as fuck. I'm sorry. It is. I absolutely believe this was done intentionally. Why do I believe that? Because this guy's dirty, and he's a flop artist. He's one of the biggest floppers in the fucking sport. It's awful and excruciating to watch. Okay? It's seriously terrible to watch. So does he get hit with an elbow here? The replay, honestly, it's up for debate whether or not he gets hit with an elbow. But to go down and kick your leg out like that, I'm sorry. I don't believe it. I think Lu Dort's a dirty player, yeah. But I also do think that he's one of these, like, he does hustle players who hustles very recklessly. Meaning, I'm diving for loose balls, or I'm diving into your knee if I have to. I'm flopping to sell a call, and I'll flop into your leg. I'll flop into your landing zone. I'll kick my feet up, and kick you in the chest. Like, that's the way that I'll play. I'll come over a ball screen, flop, and I'm contorted. My body's completely shifted sideways. My feet are in the air. It better not kick you in the face. When you have a reputation like that, yeah. I'm not giving you the benefit of the doubt on a play like this. Absolutely not. And Ingram Updates also shared, there's something about Ingram. This is a foul 100% too. These plays are so fucking dangerous, man. How is that not a foul? It's because Ingram kicked his feet out. But that's absolutely a foul right there. Into the landing zone. I'm 100% in favor of refs taking into consideration the reputation of players. Slightly question: would Lu Dort be being suspended as long as the time Brandon Ingram is out over the top? Yeah, that would be over the top in my opinion. I think it's just fine to say that's a dirty play. And here's a closeout from earlier in the game. I mean, how's that not a foul? Like, what the fuck? Come on, ref. Brandon Ingram is not going to complain to the ref. That's a damn shame. Shout out to Ingram alerts. This is supposed to be a depressing page to run. Must be a depressing page. But anyways, yes, we saw it all postseason long in the Mavs series against the Thunder. Lu Dort on the ground constantly, getting over screens, falling to the ground. Good defender, good physical defender. But just annoying. It is annoying. So anyways, this is going to be a great game. Well, I mean, what is there to say? We've already seen this team in the postseason. I'm very interested to see how the Hartenstein wrinkle affects this matchup because we haven't seen it, right? Obviously, Chet was playing in that postseason series. Was a little bit different. Chet doesn't play like your traditional five, obviously, and Chet's three-point shooting was just completely and totally, out of the equation by that point in the season. So the Mavs felt very comfortable, helping off of him, whatever the case may be. Obviously, Hartenstein's not a shooter, but he is so effective as a screener and as a screen and roll guy that you do have to play close to the level. And I'm just interested to see. I'm interested to see how this matchup's going to unfold now because the Mavericks have dominated them on the glass. They've dominated them with size. Hartenstein definitely changes that a little bit. So I'm excited to see this. I know Chet's not playing this game. Mavs fans are trying to cook Jokic on Twitter so badly. I know, we've already talked about it. I'm not interested in doing any of that shit currently. And then in the East, we have the Bucks and Magic. Bucks are 7.5-point favorites. I'll pick them to win against a Magic team that, without Franz, without Paolo, the Bucks are rolling lately. This will be a fun game. But I do think the Bucks win this. And then the Knicks and the Hawks. Don't sleep on my Hawks. Trae Young at Madison Square Garden. Place is going to be rocking. It's going to feel like a playoff atmosphere. Don't sleep on my Atlanta Hawks. They're playing a good brand of basketball right now. Defensively, they have just a lot of athletes surrounding Trae Young and Clint Capella. So, do they have enough to slow down this vaunted Knicks offense? I'm not sure, and I really worry about Capella in a matchup like this defensively against a guy like Karl Anthony Towns, obviously. But this could be a fun game. I think the Knicks do win. Trae going to shoot like 4 of 21, but like 20 assists. I do think that the Knicks win ultimately because I just think offensively they're so difficult to stop. I don't know if the Hawks have the personnel for this group, for this Knicks team that you would really look for. And offensively for Atlanta, I'm just not sure they're going to get enough scoring at the end of the day. Mavs fans, we dealt with Philly fans and their entire organization. You're too nice to bother us. Yeah, that's true. That got nasty as well. I find it surprising OKC is favored against the Mavs. Really? I don't think that's surprising. So who am I picking in the Mavs Thunder game? Can I be honest with you guys? My heart's my heart's telling me the Mavs, obviously. My brain's telling me the Thunder. I'm just being honest. I'm just being totally honest here. My brain is telling me the Thunder. I worry about that Hartenstein wrinkle. Now, this isn't a playoff series. Like, if these teams met in a playoff series, I'm saying this. I'm just saying, one game, do or die scenario on the road. I think this is a tough one for the Mavs. Yeah, I'll be live on playback. But somebody did mention that PJ didn't hit a 3 last game, so it might be go time. It might be go time on Tuesday night. It's going to be a great game, though. I've got a gut feeling my balls if the Mavs win by 12. Oh, that would be sick. Elimination game Luka, that's true. You got Clay and OKC as well. Do or die, you don't trust Luka? I do trust Luka. But I just think I think there's going to be some extra motivation for the Thunder. Not to say that there's not any for the Mavs. But I think there might be a little extra motivation. Like, man, this team has fucking embarrassed us here over the last 6 or 7 months. Thunder have more stakes, I feel. Well, last year's playoffs, the Mavs took game 1 to fill out the other team. That is true, too. They only won game 1 once. It was against the Timberwolves. Do you submit your bracket on the NBA app? No, but I will do that. So in an effort to maybe be right, I think I'm going to pick the Thunder here. It's not the end of the world. I would not, as it stands currently, I would not pick the Thunder in a series against the Mavericks. I would not. But that's without us seeing Chet and Hartenstein yet. But as it stands currently, I do not think I'd pick the Thunder in a series over the Mavericks. But in a one game on the road, one game at home, I guess I should say, for the Thunder, like, we really want to win this fucking game. Reverse psychology, I like it. Yeah, you guys see what I'm cooking up. So I have the Rockets beating the Warriors. I do think that they get the monkey off their back in a big way. So we'd have Rockets, Thunder. Whew. Those two teams played a great basketball game a few weeks ago. Has it really been 15 straight games? Jesus. I'm not going to be mad if the Mavs lose, but the vibes would be through the roof if they do win. Yeah, they would. Thunder will beat the Rockets at OKC. I really like the Rockets in a setting like this. I do. Just all of these athletes. One of the best defensive teams in the NBA. They put so much pressure on the ball, generate so many turnovers, generate so many second chance opportunities with their crashing the glass, with Şengün, with their athletes crashing from the corners and wings. They get out and they run. I mean, that's kind of like a recipe in a one-game setting like this. Like, if this were March Madness, you'd look for teams like that. I'm going to pick Houston to make it out of the West, I think. And I think I'm going to pick the Bucks to make it out of the East. So Bucks and Rockets would be my final. And fuck it. Let's go Houston. Let's go Houston winning the NBA Cup this year. Let's go Houston. Bucks not beating the Knicks. That'd be a good game. I really like the way the Bucks have been playing lately. Houston not winning. Who do you think is the Rockets' missing piece to make them a true contender? They need a go-to guy. And I think they could, the way that their team is built, I think they could have it be any number of players. Fox for them. Woo! I love the idea of De'Aaron Fox on their basketball team. Absolutely love it. Absolutely love it. Book would be nice. What's going on with him, though? Anyone else a little concerned by Devin Booker's play this year? I mean, I know Suns fans are. I'm really hoping for a Mavs vs. Warriors rematch. That would be fun. I could see. I think both of these West games are complete and total pick'ems, and I think the championship game in the West would be a complete and total pick'em. The Bucks and the Knicks should take care of business here, but in my heart, what I really want to see is a Hawks and Mavs championship. I mean, wouldn't that be fun? Wouldn't that be fun? We get the Luka Trey championship that we've been praying for. It's just in a different way. Why is it only Hawks, Knicks on ESPN? I don't know. That's actually a good question. Doesn't look invested, checked out when offense started running through Durant. He looks, I mean, he's got a lot of wear and tear. He looks like a step slower. And it does feel like he's taken a step. And I wouldn't say Devin Booker hasn't looked invested. I'll say he's taken a step back in an effort to try and facilitate more, try and be, what he was in Team USA, basically, this role guy who, I'll go get a bucket if you need it, but you guys take care of business, when that, in reality, should not be who, Book is. So you're not only rooting for the Mavs, but the Hawks too? Yeah, I'll root for the Hawks too. Actually, I'm not talking about her. Fuck her. I lost $25,000 on Hawks to a coin. You think a team will ever win the Cup and Finals in the same year? Yeah. I mean, at some point, it has to happen, right? Mavs this year. I mean, if we look at the teams here, I really struggle to think a team not named the Celtics is going to win the East. With that being said, though, I really can't see an argument for the Bucks winning the Eastern Conference at all. I could see one for the Knicks. In the West, I mean, these are the two teams right here. As it stands currently, the way that this season has played out so far, Thunder and Mavs are just in a tier by themselves in terms of championship contention. Why do the Mavs have to become a championship contender at the same time the Celtics build a top 10 team of all time? Well, I do think that there's a point in which the Celtics, they got a lot of older guys who are contributing right now. That roster's going to be so expensive. That's not going to last forever. How serious do you take Memphis as a Western champ? So they would be my third team currently. If I had to just, and I'm saying this, I know I did a power rankings video not too long ago, but this is different than a power rankings. I think John Morant is incredible. So I do think in a playoff series, he's a go-to guy that I'd feel pretty comfortable in. Whereas like the Rockets, they don't have that guy currently. The Warriors do not have enough offensively. They don't have a secondary creator at all. Like I would pick them to get upset in the first round if they were a high seed, probably. There's one more team that I would very much consider, and I can't believe I'm saying this, but. Well, I can't believe I'm saying this if you know anything about me. When the Clippers, if the Clippers get Kawhi back and it looks somewhat good, look out. That could be a very interesting basketball team with Harden, Kawhi, and then a bunch of athletes. But I would never in a million years bet on that. You said Fox, but who else could the Rockets trade for? I mean, I don't know. Fox just makes sense because the Kings look really rough and there's that weird stuff with his contracts. That's why I even bring him up. Like, I don't know. Like, again, the way the Rockets roster is built, they don't have, they have a bunch of great rangy athletes, but their go-to lead guard in the form of Jalen Green has not done anywhere near enough for you to, has not done anywhere near enough for you to not go out and get a lead guard if that were available. You would package him in a deal to go out and get an upgrade at the guard spot. But also, you could go out and get a wing. You can go out and get a center, I think, too. But I don't know what the centers are looking like. Who would that be at this point? I don't know. They have gritty athletes and ton of defense, but they need an elite offensive threat. That's really it. They need a guy who can go out and get 30 points on a night when you need 30 points. Bro, Kawhi hasn't played an entire playoff series since Luke was 22 years old. I know. Of course, man. That was believe it or not, guys, that 2021 series against the Mavs was the last time Kawhi Leonard finished a playoff series. What the fuck is that? Do you think the Mavs have any chance against the Hawks in the season finals? It's going to be tough. It's going to be tough. Any other stuff from this weekend I want to go over? The Sixers are playing better. So, in this shit-ass conference, they're still alive. The Bucks have been rolling. The Pacers, man, they're now 10-15. The fucked up part is a 5-game winning streak in this disaster conference, and you're fine. You feel much better about where you're at. But I don't know. I mean, Tyrese Halliburton's a shell of himself, obviously. I don't know what you do. T.J. McConnell, 30 points. I don't know what you do. Watch NBA Power Rankings. NBA Power Rankings are out. All right. On which one? NBA.com? Is that what you guys are talking about? NBA.com power rankings. Let's take a look. You think Pacers might trade Hallie at some point? No, but Siakam. Spicy P. Cavs at number 1. They're 21-4 this season. Top 2 in offense. Top 9 in defense. Second best net rating. Yeah. I don't have a problem with this. I'd probably have the Celtics ahead of them, but Celtics 3rd in offense, 10th in defense, 3rd in net rating. The Thunder at number 3. Best defense in the league, best net rating in the league. I mean, shit. I'd consider the Thunder number 1, actually. They look incredible, bro. It's going to be a great game on Tuesday night. I cannot wait. The Mavs are 4. Wow, what a turnaround. 16-8. 4th in offense, 8th in defense, 5th in net rating. Love that. 7 straight and 11 of their last 12. Yeah, with the only loss being that loss against the Heat where Kyrie makes a free throw, you probably don't lose that game. Hey, Sai, does the OKC game count as a regular season game? Yes, it does. The Grizzlies are top 5. They've won 9 of their last 10 games. That only loss being against the Dallas Mavericks. So no shame in that. 5th in offense, 7th in defense, 4th in net rating. John Morant had a sick dunk that game against the Celtics. That was fucking nuts. But a great win. A great team win in Boston. And they had a big lead. Boston came back in the 4th quarter, and it felt like one of those classic, all right, here come the Celtics. They're just going to start raining threes. Next thing you know, you're up 9 points. Now you're down 7. What the fuck just happened? This game's over. But they maintained, and they closed that game much better than the Celtics did. Like, I would not, if I didn't know any better, I would not, the way the Grizzlies looked down the stretch of that game, I would have thought they were this reigning champion team. Hey, Siley, I'm from India. Huge fan. You maybe love basketball more. Wow, thank you. That feels very good to hear, actually. Thank you for those kind words. What team other than the Mavs fits Luka the best right now? I'm not even entertaining that shit. Golden State, number 6. I'm not a believer in them at all. I'm just not. The Rockets moved down. They were 3rd in the rankings. They've dropped to 7th. 16th offensively. Number 2 defensively, though. The Knicks move up to 8. I would personally put the Knicks above, like, the Warriors. Personally. They did lose to the Pistons this past weekend, but that's not an embarrassing loss like it's been in years past. The Pistons play hard. They play good basketball. Cade popped the fuck off in that game. Thank God I saw that because I needed a reminder to talk about that. Cade went nuclear in this game. 29, 10, and 15. Woo! How about our guy Cade Cunningham, man? The Magic drop to number 9. Unfortunate, but obviously without Franz, you're going to drop a little bit. Clippers dropped to 10. The Clippers might be coming back to the play-in pack in the Western Conference, having lost their last 2 games. Clippers may have run out of gas when they played the Wolves. It does kind of feel like the way that they play, they could hit stretches where they just look out of it. The Heat are up to number 11. Number 9 in offense. How about that? The Miami Heat are 9th offensively, 11th defensively. Tyler Hero is 27 points per game. Unbelievable. Oh, over these last 3 games. Okay, I was about to say, holy fuck, that's what he's averaging? No, but he's what, mid-20s, 24 points a game? Are the Heat better than the Bucks right now slightly? Wow, they don't have... Have we missed Milwaukee? Wow. Okay. I would personally say no. Minnesota's up to 12. 4-game winning streak before losing last night to the Warriors. They do look like it does feel like the Warriors or the Wizards. Jesus Christ. The Timberwolves are figuring some stuff out. Nuggets down to 13th. 104 points, 30 rebounds, and 16 assists on a back-to-back for Jokic. Unreal. I think 13th is friendly. I do. The Hawks move up to 14th. Unreal. Their defense over that stretch has been great. The Bucks, 15th. That's where they were. Heat are not better than the Bucks right now. Then we have the Suns. That feels friendly for them. Without KD, they're a bottom 10 team for sure. The Kings move up a little bit. First back-to-back wins in a month. They're 6th offensively. Sixers move up to 18th. They've won 4 of their last 5. Lakers 19th. That even feels a little bit friendly. Spurs are dropping a little bit. Yeah. And then we get to the dregs of the league here. Who they have last? Wizards or the Pelicans? Wizards. Yeah, that's fair. Hi, bro. I started watching your content last year, and now I just wait for your post. Thanks for everything. I love your content. No, thank you, no name. Thank you. My mouth is dripping thinking of Luka to Wimby. All right. Pick your jaw up off the fucking ground and clean up that puddle of drool. Oh, speaking of that. Speaking of puddles. Yesterday, so I got my VR headset. I told you guys this. Yesterday was only like the second time I really fucked around with it. And there's like a boxing game. Braided 24 months of the Slightly Delusional Club. 2 years of delusion and slightly goodness. I love that for us. I do. No, it was fight night. It's like a multiplayer game. You're fighting against somebody else. So anyways, I put it on. I'm fighting. I'm getting my ass beat. I'm missing something in the game. Now, keep in mind, I was a red black belt in Taekwondo, which is, it takes a while. The red black to black stage is about as long as the white belt stage to the red black stage. But I was a red black belt. So, I could throw them a little bit. I could throw them a little bit. Red black belt is not a black belt. I know it's not a black belt. It's Taekwondo, so it's not boxing, right? It's a different fighting style, obviously. And keep in mind, I was like 10 years old. Traveled for a tournament. Buddy, I traveled for multiple tournaments. Okay. Fought where the Vikings played. What do they call it? The Superdome? Is that the Vikings? Fought at Disney World. I mean, I was all over the fucking map. But either way, fight night or whatever, I was playing it, getting my ass beat. I played for like an hour, right? And if you don't know what it is, you put your headset on, you got your little controllers, it follows your head movement, like you're bobbing and weaving, you're throwing punches. It's pretty sick. Again, I feel like maybe I'm throwing punches too hard. Like, that could be it, that it's not properly reading the velocity. It doesn't properly read the velocity on my punches. That could very well be the problem. But anyways, I got my ass beat in every single fucking fight that I did. But also, it does your height. Like, whenever you get in, you do your height. So, the first fight that I fought, the first time I played this game, this guy's got to be 5'2", sprints to me, jumps. Literally, it looked like he jumped, punched me in the face, and I'm on the ground 10 seconds into the fight. It was the stupidest shit I've ever seen. I was not expecting it. So anyways, I did about 4. I did about 4 fights, finished the game. Took my shirt off after the first one because it was so fucking hot. I take off my headset after the fourth one. There is a puddle of sweat on the ground. A puddle of sweat. You fighting against kids. So I didn't realize that was going to be a thing for VR, because then after that, I was like, all right, I need to chill a little bit. No, you're playing a live player. It's a real person you're playing. And it's funny because you could see, like, as the fight goes on, you could see who's got good cardio and who doesn't. Paul, 28 months. English Premier League content win? Probably never. I was at the gym yesterday, and I was wearing the Manchester United pullover that I have because it was raining outside. Walked in, was doing something. A guy comes up and goes, yo, are you using that thing behind you? I was like, no, you're good. Let me get out of your way. And he's like, no, you're a Manchester United fan. You're all good in my books. And I was like, oh, no, I just have that jacket. I'm actually an Arsenal fan. And he just goes, huh. I said, all right. It's like going to grift, sell off $10 VR fights to his subscribers. Oh, man. No, I'm just kidding. He didn't say that. It was a much more friendly conversation. He was like, you guys have been losing a lot lately, huh? And I was like, I got to be honest with you, bro. The American sports started and I stopped watching. And that's just the truth. No, I will say, in Texas, if you get into like a soccer conversation with somebody, usually it's somebody is so excited to be having a conversation about soccer that it doesn't matter who you support. It's going to be a friendly and fun conversation. Still waiting for the slightly right wing in its Contar grift era. Ain't happening. All right, well, I'm going to hop out of here, though. We will be live tomorrow night for the Cup games, and then we'll be back here on Monday or Wednesday morning to go over the Cup action. We'll go over the Cup action. The Michael Hansen love died off quickly, brother. What's sad about that is we had this whole fucking bit where I was like, damn, I'm excited for handball. Like, it's a fun, interesting sport. I didn't watch any of it during the Olympics. Like, the one time you're supposed to watch it, I didn't watch any of it. You need an extra 15 minutes for being late. This is an extra 15 minutes. What's for lunch? I don't know. I got some chicken. I got some peppers I need to cook. So that's probably it. Witcher 3 or Red Dead Redemption 2? Red Dead 2. Red Dead 2. Smoothie King? I can't do smoothies as a meal. I cannot do smoothies as a meal. Matt with the 199. I love you. I love you. If you're listening to Spotify, leave a 5-star review. I also love you. Duos Fortnite tonight. Where are we dropping? Nowhere. All right. Thank you all for coming out. Sorry for being a little bit late. I'm setting up these, new setup and everything. It's going to take some time adjusting and getting used to. What team has the nicest players in the Premier League? Nicest? I don't know. What team gives off nice vibes? Man City? I feel like Everton. Like, are they just nice? Everton just sounds like a nice place. Anyways, thank you all for coming out. All of the OGs, you guys know, love you very much. Could have spit. Everton is shit. All right. Could have spit your Monday morning anywhere in the world. You decide to spit here. New subscribers, I promise you guys not regret it. Donations, members, you never have to do that. Helps me out tremendously. Makes me feel so good. You guys enjoy the rest of your Monday. I'm working on a video. I'm going to do a video about the Nuggets. Just diving into their front office fuck-ups. But I don't think that'll be ready today. So that'll probably be a tomorrow video. So you guys be on the lookout for that tomorrow. Okay? Okay. Love you all. You guys enjoy the rest of your day. Video title. No, my title's going to be this. This is perfect for the algorithm. How to waste. It's going to be something like how to waste the greatest player ever. Right? Because then what that does, guys, and listen, what that does is people are going to look at that and be like, what the fuck? Jokic isn't the greatest player ever. Click on the video. They're commenting. Fuck you. I hate you. You suck. You're in and you commented. You fell for the trap. And I've won. Oh, man. I love me. All right. Love you all. Talk to you all later. Bye.